in the carpet, excavating through the pile. Work the pick and coal the grit and digging deeper all the while. Oh my carpet, oh my carpet, oh my carpet, don't forget. With a hoover, yes a hoover, we will beat the blighters yet. Oh my carpet, oh my carpet, oh my carpet, don't forget. With a hoover, yes a hoover, we will beat the blighters yet.
The basic modern hoover has really changed very little. We've cut part of this one away so you can see what's inside. This is the fan that does the sucking, and it makes the brushes and beater bars go round as well. The dirt is dislodged by the rotating brushes, sucked straight through the fan and into the dust bag at the back. The cylinder type of vacuum cleaner is slightly different. It's actually more like Booth's original machine. I'll take the bottom off this one. In this sort, the dust comes straight into the dust bag, and the air passes straight through the paper that acts as a filter and goes through the fan and finally out the grill on the top of the machine. So the positions of the fan and the dust bag are reversed. And because it's only clean air that's passing through the fan, the shape of the vanes can be much more intricate. So this sort usually has a much stronger sort of sucking power. And the bin type and the more modern flattened cylinder type are just the same as this, though the layout leaves slightly more room for bigger dust bags. The upright vacuum cleaner with a rigid dust box is a sort of hybrid. We've cut one in half so you can see what's inside. It has rotating brushes, just like a hoover, but inside, the air and the dirt come straight up the back and into the dust bag, so its layout in some ways is more like the cylinder vacuum cleaner, because it's only clean air that comes out the bottom of the dust bag and goes through the enclosed fan, and then finally comes out the back of the machine. Well, there are advantages and disadvantages of all these different types of vacuum cleaner, and a recent Which survey found that in overall performance there's really very little to choose between them all. By the 1920s, many companies were producing electric vacuum cleaners. Booth himself had started making them under the trade name Goblin. One of his employees was a man called Bill Sutton.
I joined Goblin in 19... This particular model, a Goblin Ace, is 210 volts, whereas today the standard voltage is 240. In the 30s, Bristol, there were 2 voltages. In London, they went down as far as 100 volts in certain cases.
And were there electricity shops where you could sell these things?
Oh, no. The electrical shops weren't in existence then. There were only a cycle shop who did the odd electrical product. The industry had to employ vast numbers of direct selling people. In fact, Goblin had 2,500 at the peak of people knocking doors.
Oh. You've heard of the radio? You have now got electricity, but this is what you haven't got, the vacuum cleaner. Oh. Look, it is...
Well, I don't know.
Yes, now, I'll just take this wire, plug it into your sockets like that, and we will have a demonstration. If you would care to stand up a minute, madam. See, now then, did you know that in that chair is hidden dirt? Every part of your house has got hidden dirt. Look, it's all in there now, madam. Look, this is what you were sitting on.
Dust! Oh!
The sales mostly had to be made of an evening because the only person who was entitled to sign a hire purchase agreement was the husband. And in most cases, sales had to be made on a Friday or Saturday evening when the pay packet came in, otherwise you didn't get the deposit.
I'm now going to look at the various parts of the vacuum cleaner in greater detail. First, the motor. Electric motors are rather baffling devices, but they all depend basically on the ability of electricity to magnetise things. If I wrap a bit of wire round a nail... Oops. Oh dear, I've got it tangled up. The more turns, the stronger the magnetism. I'm going to use 12 volts DC from a car battery. And of course you must never ever use mains for something like this. The nail becomes magnetic when I complete the circuit, and when I break it again, most of the magnetism is lost. And if I wrap the wire around a little copper tube and hold it above the nail, then the magnetic attraction will pull the nail off the table. Just getting slightly warm. This is an industrial electromagnet. The coil of wires in here, and this is the lump of metal it pulls in. This one's actually out of a fruit machine. It's the device that pushes the coins out when you win. Well, I use these devices a lot on the machines that I make. I made this for a local solicitor. It's a portrait of the founder of the firm, his great-uncle. And he wanted to be able to control it so it would react to his clients' sometimes dubious confidences. In the end, he got cold feet and placed the control box so that the clients themselves could use it. Well, if you look at the back, you can see that the device that makes the wig go up in the air is one of these electromagnets. And by themselves, these electromagnets can only produce this rather jerky, linear action. But it's actually not too difficult to use the electromagnetic attraction to make something rotate.
Три секунды. 2, 1, 0.
Oktober 1961, 8 Uhr. Die Sowjetunion hatte die gewaltigste Bombe in der Geschichte der Menschheit gezündet. Der Versuch, das nukleare Wettrüsten mit einem Schlag für sich zu entscheiden, schien aufgegangen. Chruschtschow war auf dem Höhepunkt seiner Macht. Scheinbar unantastbar, nach innen und nach außen. Für sich hatte er alle Ziele erreicht. Gigantomanie am Rande des Atomkriegs. Die Ergebnisse des Versuchs übertrafen alle Erwartungen. Amerika war geschlagen, so dachte man jedenfalls. Die Wirklichkeit sah anders aus. Washington zeigte sich nur wenig beeindruckt. Stellungnahme des Weißen Hauses. Das Testen dieser Waffe im Kalten Krieg dient hauptsächlich dazu, Angst und Panik zu verstärken. Es ist weder mysteriös noch notwendig. Die USA haben diese Möglichkeit schon vor Jahren in Betracht gezogen und verworfen. Das Waffenarsenal der USA ist dem jeglicher Nation weit überlegen und befähigt sie, jede Nation zu zerstören, welche einen thermonuklearen Krieg auslöst. Nicht auf. Er hatte mit gezinkten Karten gespielt. Seine größten Raketen konnten maximal 6 Tonnen transportieren. Die Superbombe wog aber über 25 Tonnen. Die Möglichkeit, damit Amerika zu erreichen, ging also praktisch gegen Null fürs Politbüro. Sie verfehlten nicht ihre Wirkung. Die Kremlführung war begeistert und berauschte sich wieder einmal an den eigenen, schier unbegrenzten Möglichkeiten. Semipalatinsk und Nowaya Semlja, Schauplätze der Geschichte. Hier wurden über 700 Atomwaffen gezündet. Aufbruch in eine strahlende Zukunft.